All right, so this is a trade recap on how I made 492.84 in like 2 minutes, right here, 1 minute, 2 minute. Basically, it was like 1 minute 47 seconds, something like that, trading NQ or MNQ to be exact. But all right, let's just get into this trade recap right now. Like as you can see at the time, it's currently 12 a.m. So my energy, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, going into the day. Actually, we'll keep that. So going to this trading day was actually one of the crazier ones. Like I haven't had this sort of trading day in a long time. Like literally, we straight off of market open, drawing liquidity. One of my drawing liquidities was hit. Then later on, like 5-10 minutes later, another one was hit. So I had to just sit through 2 trades and just make sure that I didn't do anything dumb. But anyways, we'll get into that later. We go here, and in the higher time frame, you can see that we're pushing downwards in ES. We've rebounced into this high time frame fair value gap, and here we've just made a new fair value gap as well as so we've made a new fair value gap right here. Now ES did actually had a bullish SMT, so I was looking for longs on. I was not bearish on ES, but I was bearish on NQ, and I was bearish because we dropped down to the 1 hour. What happened? We created a it was this. Oh yeah, we created a fair value gap here, whilst on NQ right here, as you can see right here, there was no fair value gap. There was no bullish, there was no bearish fair value gap, but we created a bearish one here. We also had a bearish SMT put in place after validating this fair value gap here. And so just through that confirmation, there was like these, I think it was Asia. Actually, hold up. Okay, no, there's no point trying to understand what that was. But yeah, session liquidity, like it was this. All right, yeah, it was this. I'm just going to use white lines. It was this and this. This was like New York low or something, and this was Asian low, something like that. Like I forgot like the exact point, but these were both session liquidities and then an hourly gap right here. And so yeah, that was my bias going into the day, was bearish on ES, more bullish on NQ, but I was more bearish overall just because the high time frame were trending downwards. So I was looking actually shorts on ES. Shorts on NQ. Dropped down to the 15-minute. There was also even more confirmations. Don't need that. And market open was 11:30 for me, which is 9:30 EST. So anyways, market open happened. Like everything was clean. Like got 15-minute, all confirmations there were there. 5-minute, we dropped down. We had a strong fair value gap, rebalanced back into it. Everything was looking good. Like literally right off of market open, I was sensing a trade about to happen. But then one candle, and this 11:31 candle, 9:30 is market open, remember? One candle just cooked the draw on liquidity. One draw on liquidity was just hit already. And so I wasn't going to take something like this, targeting this draw, with like a stop loss like here somewhere. First of all, I can't even enter those sorts of contracts, but this trade is just way too close to the draw on liquidity. Especially because of the fact that one draw on liquidity was already hit. I was like, okay, that chance is over. This play is over. It's hit. And it's not like it was hit right here exactly and then ticked and then we, started rebouncing a bit higher. No, it hit like halfway and now we're like barely any points. What is this? Like 4.75, like 3.75 points on NQ, right? Or micro NQ. I'm just going to say NQ, man. I can't be bothered saying micro. It was just cooked. I was like, okay, sitting this one out, that's fine. Strong displacement, market open, whatever. It is what it is. And then we kept going lower. What even was lower? There was nothing lower. There was literally nothing, especially on NQ. There was literally nothing. Like we drop up to the high time frame. Literally nothing, just weird ass candles. We had the only draw was here, which let me check what that is. $23,622. Oh wait, this is 23,622. Okay, bro, I can't be bothered finding where that is. But literally the only draw was here. That was way too low. Like, look how many points this is. This is too many points to, try and take a trade off of. For me, by the way, for me. Your trading strategy can be whatever, but for me, it's just not. 93 points. So yeah, basically what I'm saying is NQ was cooked. Draw on liquidities were hit like that. I wasn't going to enter some shitty trade just because, fear of missing out, whatever, greed. No. And then that was the first thing that happened. And then, market is just, doing its thing, going a bit lower, but then like, where are you going? I don't even know. So yeah, market like on NQ, it was like there wasn't really anything to see. But what was happening was we had a higher time frame bullish SMT on ES as well as ES. There was also another one like here, like a 15-minute, new one formed. And so there was, you know, bullish signals on ES. We also rebalanced the high time frame. This is like a fat candle right here. This value gap right here. Everything was looking good on ES. And then on ES, there was clean draws to these highs right here. You know, this high time frame rebalance as well as this draw right here. I'm not going to check if that's session liquidity or not. It probably was. Doesn't matter. But yeah, so on ES, this was happening. We were just trending higher on ES, you know, and ES, the long looked good now. The long on ES looked good. On NQ, you know, we already liquidated everything. And so yeah, on ES, I was waiting for this right here. I was waiting for this to get, was it this? Let me check. Yeah, I think it was this. Yeah, I was waiting for that to get like just, you know, displaced a bit through. It did, but it was a bit too high. It was a bit too high. And so basically I was trying to also risk, like I was going to risk a lower just because this trade was actually presented, which actually was about to break my rules, but I didn't do that. So I'm very, very thankful that I was patient. I didn't break my rules and basically risk lower to enter a more West setup, basically like an A setup. But basically here you can see, you know, the displacement happened and I would have entered right here for 500. 500, but I didn't have that many contracts, right? I didn't have 50 contracts. This trade, the thing about this trade is I literally would have entered this trade. And yeah, it would have hit TP anyways. I would have entered this trade, but because of the scaling rule, I can only go 20 contracts max. So I couldn't get this trade as well. So yeah, but as you can see, this trade would have hit this draw on liquidity as well in just 1 minute or 30 seconds or whatever this could have been, but it would have hit the TP. So that was good. And I'm also thankful I didn't, you know, de-risk my position just to enter, you know. But yeah, basically 2 back-to-back trades that I basically, you could say that I had to just look. I knew exactly where everything was going. I knew what the market was doing, but the trade was not there. That A+ setup was not there. And so I just had to just look, and that is all. It's very, very, very hard. But yeah, I'm thankful because my patience paid out. And what happened was later on, NQ just started displacing, and it started displacing, like, you know, especially after this, okay, cool displacement, but I expected, you know, these draws to get hit and then some bullish indications, especially because we were bullish on ES. But that didn't happen on NQ. We just kept going lower and lower. There's some sort of SMT, I don't know, I can't remember, maybe there was, but we just kept going lower and lower on NQ. And then that was when I was looking at lower targets on NQ because that's what the market was telling. And this is only like at like 9:30, so 9:50. So literally just 20 minutes after open, 20 minutes after open, from, you know, just from what I've seen, these sorts of like strong plays, that just indicates that price is going lower. But like if it's like 1 hour, 20 minutes after open, and then you had this strong play, this trade would have been a bit less probable. I would have still entered, but it would have been a bit less probable. But, you know, the conviction was there because it was like straight after open, 20, 25 minutes, 30, whatever it was. And then, yeah, right here, what happened? All right. Right here, basically, we had a draw here. These were New York lows right here. New York lows right here was the target. And we also had this draw here, which I didn't really target because it was a bit too low. And this also hard time for fair value gap. Like I didn't really expect anything to go below this, which, you know, it did play out. But this just gave me a bit more conviction. But this itself was the target. These New York lows were the target. I entered, wait, hold up. Let me delete this. Oh yeah. So I was waiting for this to get order block because I wait for order blocks. Boom, I entered right there, targeting this. But the TP itself was like a bit lower just because contracts, you know, sometimes contracts difference, you can't like just switch it up. So yeah, the TP was a bit lower. But yeah, this was the trade. It was in literally just 2 minutes. We hit TP. And today was a big lesson on just having patience, not deviating, because today I was so close to deviating. I was so close to de-risking and trying to enter that setup. And I would have won, but I would have been de-risking. It would have just been dumb. So yeah, never stray away from your rules is what I learned today. And most of all, be patient. Be patient, even if you know where the market is going. Trade been provided. didn't happen as you wanted it to. Well, you know, the entry wasn't confirmed. The entry was too quick. Same thing happened again. Entry was too quick. Hope you enjoyed, and yeah.